So tonight's reviews, as you can see, Butch got guffed up because these are brutal reads that you need to purchase. Let's start with Shannon's release, Curb Stomp. I love a good revenge story. This is no exception, and this is probably a personal favourite of mine by her because it hits hard. So, we have a punk band called Curb Stomp, and they nicest people you ever meet, like Ollie, Denny, Jess, Paul, all really amazing people. We get to see the start of a beautiful relationship between Julie and Ollie, and it's lovely. Until a bunch of rednecks decide to ruin a really good performance that was literally the start of their career by beating the living shit out of all of them and killing the lead singer, Denny, who is best friends with all of them. It hits hard. Now, I'll tell you why it hits hard, because if you grew up similar to myself, an outcast who took comfort in rock music and found her people in the alternative community, you know what we got. You know, no matter how nice a person I am, no matter how much I do, the charity work that I do in my spare time, that means shit to individuals who look at me in this and go, freak. This story hits home so hard because it shows the fallout of Denny's death, how it affects the rest of the band members. It takes a look into how it affects Ollie. It was his best friend he watched murdered before his eyes. And then to kick them harder in the nuts, the guys who actually beat Denny to death get off on a technicality. I want revenge, bitch. And I think you will too. Beautifully written as always. I love Shannon. She's so good at these kind of stories. And I do love a good revenge story, so this sits in everything. But you can't help but think of this. This, for me, brought home so many thoughts and feelings, so many memories, including the fact that a young girl named Sophie, if you're from England, you'll know exactly where I'm going with this, dressed pretty similar to me. She liked rock music, she had a loving boyfriend, was murdered purely because of the way she looked. This hit home harder. This is, there's so much in it that brought back the Sophie vibes. It is an intense read. The revenge side, but it doesn't just show like, oh yeah, revenge was succeeded and everything's happy-go-lucky. No, there were consequences to these actions, and they are shown as well, which is brilliantly done. And yeah, this is brutal to read, but it's relatable. Like I say, if you grew up like most of my friends did in an area where this kind of garb wasn't looked upon as something that you should be wearing. Shannon, you did a fucking brilliant job, and you should be like fucking amazing. Honestly, if you haven't got it already, it's a short story, but it packs a punch, and it's called Curb Stomp.